You know what for me is the wildest betrayal in PR statements I've ever seen, and which is actually a company that recovered so much that I'm actually going to buy their next game, okay? So the swing on this is ridiculous. Remember No Man's Sky? So I was so hyped for No Man's Sky because I, like everybody else who plays space games, love to get fucked over and over again by overhyping the genre of games and being disappointed. As you can tell, if you look at the faux screen here and you look right here, I have a Starfield Collector's Edition. You know, I'm not new to getting fucked over and over again by space games. I'm going to put it that way, okay? But No Man's Sky was on a completely different level. Okay, I'm not even going to talk about Sean Murray, like, up on the stage talking about how it has all this shit it didn't have in it. But then when the game actually came out, they were tweeting after the game had been out that the game was multiplayer. I'm talking the game is in the hands of the consumers. And someone not only data mined it to find out, one, it's not multiplayer, but then people are playing and going to the literal same location in the game and like, yo, there's no other players here. No one in the game saw a single player ever. So what they were doing is No Man's Sky was tweeting, they're like, oh, wow, the world is so big that players can't even find each other. Meanwhile, you can't find each other because multiplayer's not in the goddamn game. They're actually up there lying through their butt cheeks, and they knew it wasn't in the game because when the game launched, if you looked at the back of, like, the PlayStation game, it said single player, right? But it was a sticker that they put over the back of all of it. You could scrape off the single player, and underneath it, it would say multiplayer. So before it shipped, it was originally supposed to be multiplayer, but they couldn't get the multiplayer in there, so they recovered it by saying it was single player because they had to for regulation, right? And they were like, oh, wow, the world's so big. No one, like, I can't believe no one's finding each other. It's like, of course you know no one's finding each other. The world's not too big. Your coding skills are too small. And then somehow they managed to salvage that clusterfuck and actually turn the game around to a fire game. The game's, like, really good now. I still don't like the game, but you have to give it to them to the work and absolutely redeem themselves. They redeemed themselves, delivered everything they basically promised, and then added more into it. So it is, in my opinion, one of the only overall redemption stories where they, like, you know the Dumb and Dumber line? When it's like, just when I think you can't get any dumber, you go and do something like this. And totally redeem yourself. Like, that's how it felt. They actually did redeem themselves in a big way. It was a bigly redemption. And I also felt kind of bad for them because I know their office got flooded and it fucked up a lot of their progress and whatnot. And I also watched the In Good and Union of No Man's Sky, and I think he made some really good points in that video, which is like, he's not really a salesman, and he's up there trying to, like, sell the game because he knows he has to. And obviously, it's not a 100% excuse, but, like, I also kind of got it, where it's like, okay, I can understand what happened there, at least. So, like, I don't know. That's one of those ones where it's like, look, I forgive that gaming company. That game may be the most egregious example of gaslighting gaming yet. Yeah, you're not wrong about that. That's why I'm saying it's crazy they managed to redeem themselves, because, like, when it came out, it was one of the only games that I was, like, actually contemplating. I've never contacted, like, my card company to ask them the refund from the bank. I've never refunded anything from the bank. I've only ever called the companies. So when that one came out, I was like, this is the only one. So I called to try to get a refund. And then they said, okay, well, we can refund it. But if we refund it, they're probably going to ban your Sony account. And I'm like, bro, you can't, like, threaten to ban my fucking Sony account because the game literally scammed me. Like, I felt so betrayed in that moment where I was like, are you sure? Like, it was only, what, 50, 60 bucks, whatever it was. So it's not like it ruined my life or anything. But I will admit that that was the time where I felt the most, like, stabbed in the back. It's like I believed in the game coming out. Believing in it sounds even weird. It sounds like a religious thing. But, like, I believed in the game when it was preparing. I purchased the game to support you guys. And then I got lied to after the game literally came out. And if I'm going to refund it, you'll ban the other games that I've purchased. Like, how is this even remotely acceptable? That was one of the times where it was like, I get why people get so upset in gaming now because of that moment. Because I was pretty pissed off about it. I was like, dude, like, what? How are you doing that to people? That seems terrible. Sony could and would. Yeah, they probably would. That's why I don't like this whole, like, let's link all your things together. Because it's, okay, so I link my No Man's Sky game, right, with Sony, because I fucking have to. And then if I have a problem with No Man's Sky and refund it, well, then guess what? Sony retaliates. It's basically retaliation. And bans you across all the platform for other shit. It's like, that's like, can we just sell each project individually? Like, do we really have to tie everything together? Why do you need like a portfolio of my gaming history in order for me to actually play your game? Does No Man's Sky still have no multiplayer? It has multiplayer now. No Man's Sky is legitimately a really good game now. Like, I would very much recommend purchasing the game, playing the game. You will have fun, single or multiplayer. You will have fun exploring. You will have fun building. It is overall a very good game, very much worth the price it has, and I will give them another chance on their next game. That is the only company that came out with what, in my opinion, is a dog shit product that turned it around that will get my stamp of approval. Highly recommend.